Beyond the Song by Kennedy Musumba.
Having never been to the song, I sat and listened. Listening, I came across the woman the village married. In everything she does, there is music, sung and sung in a succession of keys. Singing she does with just her singular voice, but such as here and there to escalate into such as a choir of voices, and whose only purpose is to be a masterpiece. There is no single word involved. It is all up to us to fill in the lyrics accordingly. She does what must be done on cue. She does it just by singing. She is doing what she must without talking. She has no clue that what she has already done is to have us involved in her tacit proposal of keys.
No. You have not yet been to the song. If you want to, then begin right now, right here, with the depth of what you hear. Where the opening is with one key, and the closing is, with quite another. There, you will find yourself somewhere beyond song. Beyond the lucid tonic solfa of the lead vocalist, beyond the voices of a throng of choirs, that you deem to have come along, in the course of singing. She talks of having mastered the keys of music, without resorting to singing.
I had been to singing there at the extraordinary exchange of the lyrics with an entire stretch of something that goes almost like a cry, and yet more elegant than a cry. Oh yes, it is something else, a masterpiece that spells disaster to all the ordinary songs.
So far, you have not been to the song, until you have been among the manifest in the course of an entire stretch of they, who going there must, to fetch firewood, fetch water, fetch all there is to fetch. And then they return from a remote thicket, or spring far, far away from town, and are so telling, but such as only to those that are really listening to what is happening, even now. That stretch, that is otherwise, of tonic soul for singing, of what would have qualified as a valid ballad. Instead, it is a protracted sketch of a vowel, but not of the tongue, but from deeper and deeper down, such as from the double matrix of the lung, and of which singing is beyond words. Beyond words. Beyond the far-flung mastered piece, you finally sleep among, after all the catering she has to do.
Some silence, please, for the sake of the tonic solfa. Silence, please, just for listening to the masterpiece of the singular voice.
I tell you, do not be complacent just by sitting and simply listening to the adjustments of sheer keys. Perhaps you might just have come across a continent whose fate shall be contingent upon a successive changing of keys. A time when singing shall be of no particular words. When everyone shall be so absorbed in the practicalities of life, such that lyrics and the script shall be simply set aside and left forever pending. A life such as forged by steering away through the clearing of thickets, in the fetching of firewood, and of water. A life such as if the pestle, pounding and pounding in the mortar. I know. You must be thinking that such a rhythm of life, already happened a long time ago. in the time of the forgotten once upon a time of storytelling. And you might be thinking that by singing, such as with no particular words, means that this continent is somehow content. Beware, that even now, there is the fetching of firewood from afar. That somewhere, here and there is the pestle, already pounding in the mortar. Don't just sit there, complacent with your passive listening. If you have been keenly listening, she is not singing. She is yelling out a changing of keys. Every other village is a transition, but not hers. Hers has remained the same. The rain falls. The rain fails, a climate changing, but everything of hers is still on cue. Everything remains the same. Informed by having to master her tedium malady. Forged by her master's degree of haunting, needing, and wanting. Beware, she is not a master's piece. Beware, and ponder over the pounding in the far off as in the nearby mortar. I tell you, do not be complacent just by sitting and simply listening.
Please, please, let us have some silence. Let's have the masterpiece prevail. Let's listen to the tonic sulfur of the singular voice composed of other than words.
If singing be what you think she does, it's all because for now, she has mastered, like no other choir, the ritual of modulating the master key. And all for the purpose of her master's peace of mind, and for whom she has gone ahead to acquire, and make the most of almost a cry, by posing it, as a genuine melody.